Welcome to Make Change. This is Detroit in black and white. Jim. I call him Jim Nardone. Some people call him Jim Nard, whatever. What's your real name?
Nardone.
Because somebody asked me that. They said, you don't pronounce his name 3 different ways. I said, hey, I say it's Nardone.
That's it. That's correct.
Some say Nardone. You hear that all the time?
It's okay. I've been called a lot worse than all of them.
Yeah, me too. I've been called Rudolph, Randolph, Jack off, all kind of.
At least you weren't called Tiny Tim.
Okay. Vanessa Moss, candidate Vanessa Moss, 36th District Court, write-in candidate. You know, people looking at that stuff, they say you got
I know they didn't know where to
radio and all kind of other stuff.
Radio.
Come on and sit on in. Sheriff here, they watching.
Making my rounds and shaking hands like they just shook hands. But good morning to Detroit and black and white viewers. If you are watching, we want you to like, subscribe, and share. You can catch us on all platforms. We're here every Saturday from 10 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, and every Wednesday from 8:30 p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. Good morning, D-Love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And yes, I am a candidate for 36th District Court. It is a movement. It's a write-in. And I'm really excited about it. I might appear as if I have low energy. It is, in fact, the truth. I have very, very low energy. I'm tired as I've been out in these streets. I've been outside.
Fire up. Yeah. Detroit black and white.
Well, welcome, Sheriff. How you doing?
It's good to be here. I'm sorry for being 1 minute late, but I've been out in the streets as well. I was out there been outside, meet the people where they are.
Well, the jail been in the news lately.
Oh, yeah, well, that's good.
Well, we're gonna talk about that.
Because we got a brand new facility. So let me tell you the
But
truth.
they have the growing pains.
Oh, yeah, growing pains. You buy a new car, you got to take it right back the next day, right? Because it's got kinks in it, right? Or whatever. You buy a new house, you got kinks in it. We just built a brand new state-of-the-art building. It has some kinks in it, but we're working it out.
Did you help design it?
Absolutely not.
So
absolutely not.
So as a defense attorney, I'm over there all the time. We have some complaints.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I've said this.
We fixed you all's complaints.
I will say this. As it relates to the construction of the building,
yes,
I have said he does not have nothing to do with it.
I was not asked one thing about how to construct that building. Not one thing.
And that's unfortunate because you are the head honcho.
Well,
and I think your expertise would have made a heck of a difference.
You would think.
Absolutely. And so whoever it is, and I they shall remain nameless right now. That's bold.
That
is so bold.
It was companies.
It's very disrespectful. Disrespectful to the citizens of Wayne County. I'm sorry. We're
gonna revisit this. But let's go and do our usual thing. And,
hey, Karen.
Our outrage of the week will cook ladies first.
Well, you know what?
No, ladies first. So go ahead. You talk all that feminist. Ladies
now
first.
It's time, huh?
Listen.
What's your outrage of the week?
I don't have one today.
Okay, move, Jim.
I want to go talk about the former, maybe future president just for a minute because I think what he's trying to talk about. We only get clips, right? We only get little segments of what people say. But I want to say this, right? In Detroit, in the last, say, 72 hours, we had a man who was leaving a hockey game that lost his life, sadly, right? He was leaving a hockey game, and he was run over, hit and run, right? We have a 73-year-old man that...
What does that have to do with 45?
Cut the throat, slit the throat of a 7-year-old child, right?
And a few days before that, he had jumped on his wife.
And not only that, in the last
let Jim do his thing.
In the last few hours, we had the gracious host of this show violently attacked as he walked the streets of Detroit.
Right.
So,
God knocked me down.
What you call me?
So let's, So my point is this, right? The guy's crazy, right? The guy running for president, he's out of his freaking mind. I'm not going to dispute any of that. Well, he is. He's a little bit unhinged, right? But I think what he was trying to say is we need to recognize when we have problems instead of just walking away from them and playing politics, right?
Mhm.
With all due respect, we have an elected official here, the sheriff
Yes.
of Wayne County, Michigan, right? He's an
Yeah.
elected official. Every other police office chief, leader in policing is typically appointed by politicians, right? We need to remove these police chiefs from the political process and let them do their damn job. And they have to have the courage to do their job. It's completely different. So I think we're going to, as we move on, we're going to distinguish the difference between a sheriff and what his role is under the Constitution and what a police chief's role is. And these police chiefs need to quit being political animals and run their freaking departments.
What does that have to do with 45?
It has to do with Detroit being issues, right? It has to do with Aurora, Colorado having issues, having allegedly a gang problem, and the police chief saying we don't have any problems in Aurora, Colorado. There are problems out
So
there.
are you referring to this comment that the 45 made about Detroit and how everybody's all pissed off about the comment that he made about Detroit? Is that what you're
I
talking
am,
about?
and he's saying that at the end of his speech that he's going to make Detroit better. Well, when I was a young man, I worked for a company and we did some contract work for General Motors. I remember going into the Cadillac plant right here on Clark Street. It was a city. If you were in Clark Street, you wouldn't believe how big that place was. Across the street was Fisher Body. We had all these plants in Detroit. We had all these people gainfully employed. Detroit is not the same today as it was before. And I think anybody that ignores that is not paying attention.
But no city is the same as it was 50 years ago. But let me say this. I will say, I wasn't there. I didn't hear what he said before. I didn't know what he said afterwards. All I've seen was the clip. But what I think he's doing is playing politics. He's telling people, hey, Detroiters, if you look out for me, I'm going to look out for you. Just like I looked out for Kwame Kilpatrick. Listen,
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
You can't come in this town and disrespect this town.
Right.
When it's with
That's
lies.
bullshit.
With lies.
He can't. There's no question.
But he did it. Yes,
But-
he can.
No, you
Yes, he
can't.
did it.
Well,
He did it.
But
He did.
it's
Yes, he
bullshit.
did.
He won't win in Detroit.
He did it.
It's bullshit, and he knows that.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, you know, that he can. I blame, and I don't have my good friend who I grew up with, Alan Lango, sitting here because he's the part. I used to be part of that Fifth Estate, where journalism and shit. They let this guy get away with a lot of stuff. They let him say whatever he want to say. Now, we got the sheriff here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's two people walking down the street, Sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
One, you know, that got a mental issue. And he pull his pants down and do all kind of stuff. You say, oh, he's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We're going to take him in and get him some help. And here's the other guy. He ain't crazy, but he pulls his pants down and stuff. He getting for 2-3 years sexual assault or some stuff that he pulled this because you look at him and say he should have known better.
Mm-hmm.
And no, this is how we jump on the vice president and say, well, she's not talking to the media. She flip flop on some issues.
Yeah.
This guy lie every damn day and he gets away with it. But I'm not surprised that he got up and said Detroit was basically a shithole. You know what? It's like he can go into Hamtramck after he said Yenman was a shithole, and the Yenman mayor, right, well, from Yenman, from Hamtramck, embrace him and love him and say, oh, this is my guy.
The mayor embraced him, but the city council did not embrace him.
Man, well,
Well, you
People
have time.
that did Hamtramck, yeah, they didn't embrace him. But
but
the
that's
bottom
my.
line is, I think he was doing what he does best.
And he's good at what he and he's good and he's good at what he's good at.
Is he good at it?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because he got 70 million people that's gonna vote for him.
Well, he's good. He's good at his base, and I always say
He got a dog whistle.
I'm not
Sheriff.
concerned about
He got a dog whistle. And the dog whistle is he says coded words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that whole "Make America Great Again" is code itself. Great again for who? When? Who are you talking to? So you know, it's a thing where his base is his base, and you know, got some friends who are part of his base.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm doing.
well,
I
well,
know some
and
people,
then-
I know some
and then-
people.
But they don't go out saying the crazy things.
But the bottom line is when I heard the former President Obama
Mhm.
jump on black men and say you need to go vote, and I got into it with somebody,
Mhm.
and I said President Obama should have just left that alone because people gonna do what they gonna do. Most of these guys, I hear black,
Mhm.
them black guys say, I can't support the Democrats, and I understand what they're saying and where they're coming from. And we're not gonna vote.
They probably don't vote anyway.
Where
They're
they
not
coming
gonna
from?
vote.
They probably don't
They
vote
not.
anyway.
You know what? Because they're not voting anyway.
Yeah.
It's always a good soundbite.
You know,
It's a
and-
good
and-
soundbite. So Obama shouldn't even got into that.
But you know the other
He
problem.
couldn't even say anything.
Well, you know, you have to let
You
folks
get
know.
in life.
I'm out here talking to people about how this election is probably the most important election of our lifetime.
Is it really?
If that
Is it really?
doesn't resonate,
Is it?
listen to what the challenger is saying that he's going to do to you.
I don't
It's
think
not
he
part of
can.
space.
I don't
He's
think he
saying
can.
that.
I don't think he
The
can.
fact
do
that
it.
he's saying
I
that.
don't think he can do it.
How do you, as part of our base, say out loud? I told some of my guys out loud. I said you can't be saying that out loud about how you don't know, blah blah blah. You're going to vote Democratic, so stop saying that out loud to people who are on the fence, legitimately on the fence, and we're trying to bring them here to the right side. Stop saying that you don't know. You're going to vote, and you're going to vote for Kamala Harris.
Oh, you
So
tell
stop-
people
so-
what they're gonna do.
No, they know they are. They tell me they are.
I'm the sheriff and
No, I can't make nobody do anything. I know it. But the fact is, I know these people, and they're going to vote. So stop with all the foolishness, because it's
People like to
doing
listen
work.
to themselves.
Was that your outrage, Sheriff, or do you have a mouth?
That's my outrage.
Okay, I'm just asking because you're entitled to an outrage.
That's my outrage, man. I'm
So
just
if you're gonna vote,
we got to vote like our lives depend on it.
We hear that
Oh, quite frankly,
every
it
40
does.
years.
It does. No,
Every
this one
40 years.
this one is that. If you don't believe that,
Well, I'm
you
gonna
gotta
tell
listen.
you,
Somebody tell me what they
my life ain't
I
gonna
believe it.
change.
I believe it.
I don't think it's gonna change.
What do you mean?
Hey, whoever get elected don't matter.
so can I start with the sheriff? Because I'm ready to go. I missed the
Go
last show.
Go ahead.
I missed the last show, so I was like, I want to ask my question about this. I want to ask my question.
Go
about
ahead.
this. But I think there's a lot of things going on that people don't really recognize when it comes to this new facility. So we just had 2, 3, 4 hurricanes down in Florida. Guess what? Guess what the governor didn't do?
Then they evacuate the president.
He absolutely did not move the prisoners. So we talk about today at the sheriff's office. We don't give enough credit to the men and women that do that job every single day.
Thank you.
Because I've seen it. I know how it
I'm not
works.
giving them no credit.
And I think this is an issue that I missed on the last show. And people out there, if you're watching the show, if you're listening to the show today on a podcast, whatever you're doing, 1,400 people is what the sheriff said they moved.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Safely. And people
1,400.
didn't even know it. The citizens didn't even know we were moving.
They didn't do it in Florida when they thought a hurricane was going to come and crush their communities.
Unbelievable.
So we need to back up. So we arrived at this spot with this new facility, and the sheriff's talking about a little bit earlier.
Yes.
We arrived at this facility on day one,
Yes.
and we didn't think about all the things that it took to move from an office from a jail that we've held for
2 different
whatever.
jails. Yes.
100 years or whatever,
Yes.
however long
Yes.
it's been
Yes.
at that facility.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I want to say thanks to the men and women. And what I wanted to talk about was this: when you say 1,400 people don't realize that that's people from all over Wayne County. That's the
Yes.
prisoners from Livonia
Yes.
and Trenton
Yes.
and all these other communities, and from all over the state in some cases.
Is this cop?
No, I
It's true.
I don't think people really understand how much work goes into the sheriff's office.
Black and white.
So what would happen when I was the chief is they would the sheriff's office would send
Yes.
a
We send our
transport crew,
vehicle out
and they
there.
send a transport crew to all these
And
communities
we do
every
that
single day.
so that you all in your various communities and law enforcement can continue to serve the people without having to bring a prisoner downtown. We'll come get them so you can keep your officers in the area answering 911 calls versus being out of service because they got to read persons. That's huge, man.
So wow,
huge.
A sheriff,
Yes.
a growing pain. We have had a couple of suicides in the jail.
Yes.
How are you dealing with what's
So
going on?
Here's the thing: we have no time on when someone is determined to take their life. All right, it takes 7 minutes to die. Okay, you can do that in between a round, and hopefully, and we mix our rounds up, so we try to stay in tune with who's feeling certain kind of ways, our inmate residents, our resident population. We try to stay in tune with that so we can get them the mental health that they may need instantly. But here's what I want to say: it's officers, our officers, all of us, we have to do our job. All of us have to do our job. And if we do our jobs correctly, the right way that we're taught, the right way that we raised our hand to say that we'll protect and serve everybody, and we come to work and we lackadaisical our job, we shortcut our job, we setting ourselves up for failure. And I'm going to say that, write that, and let that go. We have to do the job correctly. If we do, we can possibly save those who might have the mindset that they want to end their lives, right? We do rounds. We go in and again, we mix the rounds up. So we try to make sure that we can prevent those things. But these things happen. And I don't like people to understand or try to say or whatever, oh, it's a major problem. No, it's not. No, it's not. We have a mental health problem and we're fighting it and we're doing the best we can. But when somebody is determined, I believe, that they're going to do that, I don't know how you say there, no, you're absolutely not going to do that. I don't know how that happens. I don't know who can even say that.
And we're gonna come back. We're gonna continue the conversation. Detroit in black and white. I'm Adolph Mongo. We'll take a break.
Michigan, this is Barack Obama. I want to talk with you about the Alyssa Slotkin I know. Alyssa is a true public servant who has dedicated her career to serving the American people, no matter who is in the White House. I saw that leadership and character up close. Alyssa is the kind of leader we need. Tough, independent, and effective. She'll get the job done. And she will make you proud.
I'm Alyssa Slotkin, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Moss. I have over 4,000 signatures that say I should sit on the bench in 36th District Court. But the bureaucrats had me kicked off the ballot because they don't want you to elect someone who stands for fair and equal justice. And as a defense attorney, I've experienced injustice firsthand. Join the movement. Write in Vanessa Moss.
Write in Vanessa Moss for 36th District Court. Remember, Vanessa Moss.
Hi, I'm Eric Sabri, your Wayne County Treasurer. If you're living in a home of a deceased... Hi, I'm Eric Sabri, your Wayne County Treasurer. If you're living in a home of a deceased family member and you're facing property tax foreclosure, the probate process can be helpful to you. If you file a probate petition and notify our office, the foreclosure proceedings will be halted during the probate process. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Now we're back.
Well, welcome back to Detroit in black and white. We're here at McShane's at Michigan Avenue. It's a nice day outside. The Tigers should have won that game the other night.
It was cold out.
Yeah, well, but it was cold that they lost the way they lost.
We'll be all right.
We got Sheriff Ray Washington. Yes. We got Jim Nardone, former police chief down in Trenton, and we got Vanessa Moss. Shit started Vanessa Moss. But anyway, as you were saying, there's growing pain.
Yes.
You got a brand new building.
Yes.
Some people ain't satisfied.
You've been in there all of 31, 2, 5 days, 30 days. I mean, give me a break, really, man. growing
They're
pains,
not gonna be feel
and they won't. And,
everybody mad.
and I
Everybody
just say
got
that.
pointed
I just say that. You know, give
You
me a
didn't
break.
build the building.
I didn't
You
build
didn't
it.
design the building.
We're managing a building that was given to us, and we're grateful for it.
Yeah,
No. I mean, as far as giving it to us so that we can work it.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking operational.
Lighten up,
You know,
Judge. Lighten up, Judge.
Operational. So no, I'm a taxpayer. So operationally, we're giving what we have, and we're making it work. We're finding out the things that need to be addressed. The county executive, he's aware of things that needs to be addressed. He's working on it. We're doing what we need to do to serve the people. We've just been in there 30 days.
So
It's only been 30 days.
So how do you when you see a person that if I got picked up and I had to get locked up in the jail, I probably want to kill myself too.
I blame that. I put that on mental illness.
Wait, no, I'm just saying.
Like that.
You know what? You stressed out. You locked up. You might be claustrophobic. You might be whatever. Can you look at a person? You are arrested them, and then you look at their face and say, "Oh, we gotta make sure we watch this."
Or someone that's been arrested, or sometimes they did. When they come into our facility, they are highly screened by professional people to find out if they have some mental health illness situations even before they came back. Because a lot of them come right back to us, and they're red flagged, and they are ones that we should watch. And they're being screened, and when they come in with various issues and situations, the mental health facility operation that's a part of our agency that's contracted in, they have the responsibility of
the guy that hit me, pushed me. You know, my first reaction is I want to do something to him. But I looked at his face as I sat down there on the concrete. This guy want to kill somebody. And then he looked at me and he did one of these numbers. And you know what?
Did he say anything?
Yeah, he was like, I'll get up. Come on. You know what? I said, this guy is out of his fucking mind.
Mental illness.
I said, I'm glad that I don't carry a weapon and whatever. Because you know what? Because I would have been on the news.
Let's carry that further for just a second. Where does that gentleman, when he gets arrested and he gets charged, where does he end up?
He ends up in the Wayne County Jail, the largest mental health institution in the state of Michigan. The Wayne County Jail.
And it's a shame.
It's a shame.
Exactly. That is not where they should be.
Absolutely.
But I have something to ask you. Yesterday, I'm going to use myself as an example. I was at CJC, got there at 8:30. Matter was set for 9. Judge was on the bench 8:30.
Yes.
I left at 10, and the courtroom was still not open. Not because he was not there, but because there was a problem with bringing the inmates over to the court, which is right next door.
Yes.
And people were pissed the freak
off. So let me tell you what happened. I know exactly what you're saying. And everybody else, they probably don't understand, but they saw the news. The Wayne County was attacked. Cyber attacks or whatever they call them, ransom something. They got a whole nice name for it. Nevertheless, we were under attack. Shut our systems down. Shut our systems totally down. We had to figure out who was in the jail that needed to go to court, who they were, where they were in our facility. We know we had them, but now the court can't operate because there's usually in the system, if we pull it up, we need John Doe. John Doe is that so-and-so ward. Get him out, he got to go to court. If you don't have that system, now it's all paper again. So you're trying to find out where this guy is. We don't have the information. The court now doesn't automatically send it to us. They have to find it on paper. And then the paper, listen to me. I got the paper from one of the judges, Judge Pro Tem. She says, here's the list. can you come get the list and take it to the jail, and you all can try to figure out where these people are. You can't pull them up on the computer. We have 1,400 people in our jail. So they don't have the list of where they're housed. We know where they're housed through our computer system that was hacked. You follow me? So now I've got one person out of 1,400, and we've got to find out where is he housed, because we don't have a system at that moment when we're under attack to pull it up. So it's going. Point is, it's going to take a while we're under attack. It's fixed.
Okay.
It's fixed.
I believe that, but let me ask you this: is there, now that you are aware, and cyber attacks happen everywhere? Are you guys? Do you now have a second plan?
They're working. They're working on it, but I'm not the cyber expert. Any of that. Our IT people are working on all of that, and don't know if it'll ever happen again. Who knows? This happens all over the place. When it's this cyber stuff and computer stuff. I can talk to my son. He's a computer expert, techie, making a lot of money. But nevertheless, I'm not that person. I'm the police officer. I'm the leader of our agency. I'm not a techie, so to speak. So we count on our IT people, and they were working hard to figure it out, but it wasn't like this.
So Sheriff, Karen's asking about cameras in the jail.
Yeah,
with
we got
people
about
that
2,000
have mental challenges.
Sure.
And they have a different classification. Am I
Sure.
wrong?
Yeah,
Would you
they
explain to the people that are watching how you classify?
Yeah, so when they come in, we have a system that classifies prisoners where they should be housed with, like, those that maybe are like-minded, or they have the same situations and things like that. We have a system that does that for us. We also have, when they're coming in, a system that speaks to our mental illness population, our staff, medical staff that is contracted into the sheriff's office, into the county, and we count on them to tell us what's going on with these people, where they should be housed, and the like. So yeah, we have systems that we put in place for that. Yeah, and I think overall it works pretty well overall, but some things happen even with that.
I hope that answered your question, Karen.
I have another question for you, Sheriff, and maybe you don't have the answer,
Mhm.
but we talked about this, just 5 waiting rooms. As an attorney, I know that they want us to do this
Virtual. Yes.
But you can't do virtual when you have discovered that you want to give your
You cannot.
You can't do virtual when somebody is there and you're trying to prepare for a trial, and there's only 5 rooms, right? And you need to prep for them. Are there any plans for them to do something in terms of making more rooms available, or building out or something like that?
Possibly a situation, but until that happens, what we decided to do was the attorneys have to see their clients, and you can do that virtually. This is a trend all over the country. Help keep contraband down and things like that, because contraband gets into our facility, and virtually you can meet with your client privately through the virtual system. Nobody's listening to it. Those things like that, and there is talk about possibly some build out. But what we did do right now is we were able to put time limits on the attorneys that come in and speak to their clients prior to court. So since there's only 5, and we do have the luxury of saying, hey, listen, Attorney Moss, you come in and see your client. We're gonna give you about 40 minutes, because we got some coming behind you that need to do the same thing you need to do. So and that's working. The judges are telling us, and the court administrators are telling us that is working.
Okay, so let me make sure that I'm clear, because if you got a trial coming up and you need to prep your clients, 40 minutes is not enough.
You can still prep. We're talking about prepping, not giving out documents. You can prep virtually.
Okay.
You absolutely can.
Okay.
It's just like me looking at it. Well, because none of us like change. None of us. I'm the police though, and police especially don't like change.
It's not the same.
When we have to change, we have to change for the greater good of all of us.
So how we gonna get some more deputies?
Well, we're
Right.
going to,
You know
we're
what,
going,
and I know that ain't your call.
it's mine to the point of we need to recruit, and we are recruiting. But it wasn't.
How many deputies are you? If you
you
had a
know,
wish list, how many? Just
If I had
a
a
wish
wish
list.
list,
If
'cause
you had a wish list, how many deputies? If you could hire tomorrow,
Mhm.
how many deputies would you put on the payroll?
Enough that we wouldn't have to work our
What is enough?
deputies
What is enough?
overtime.
Got 100,
Of course,
200?
you know, when you do numbers and even trying to roundabout trying to think about numbers, I don't like to put that in the atmosphere because now those who may think that we not handling our business and we are handling our business, they think, oh, this might be an opportunity for me to do this or that. This ain't what you want. Well, ain't that short? Don't think that. We're going to handle our business, keep our people safe, and our officers safe. So I don't go out and talk about, oh, we 500 officers short. The criminal, the person that want to do wrong, they're going to come for us or think they can. And again, it's not what you want. So they don't want that smoke. So we don't talk about numbers of, I don't think that's a smart thing for law enforcement to do when you talk about shortage. We don't need to. We're short, and we're working people overtime, mandatory occasionally, and it's unconscionable for me to think that we have to do that, but we do until we get our numbers up where they were. And it's not just about getting our numbers up to bring people in. Somebody got to figure out how to retain those that are leaving.
Right.
Because y'all train a lot of people.
We bring them in,
and then they go someplace else.
That and those that are ready to retire, who not really ready to retire, but maybe they feel like retirement is not what I really want it to be, and so I'm gonna get out of here and go get another job and take whatever I got coming and try to keep my life going. That's not under my purview. I got to bring people in.
It's a dangerous life. It's a dangerous life, Sheriff.
I have to bring them in, and the various reasons they leave, we ask them as they're leaving. Give us a reason. No, write down on the paper what you think we can do. They don't want to do that because they think that it's going to affect them wherever they're going. Y'all
gonna be calling in. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back.
Which we're not going to do.
We're gonna continue the conversation with Sheriff Ray Washington, Jim Nardone, Vanessa, Adolph Mongo. We're here at McShane's, Detroit in black and white. This is Saturday. Nice day.
Very nice.
Neighborhood beautification. That's very important to Detroit. It's very important to block clubs, organizations, and people who live in the community. We got started with 2 lots and a vision of a treehouse center. Because if we can take these blighted lots, Detroit give us grants to be able to do something with them that the community wants, it's a plus because we're bringing our neighborhoods back to where we want them to be, where they should be, all because I live in Detroit.
Hi, I'm Eric Sabri, your Wayne County Treasurer. If you're living in the home of a deceased family member and you're facing property tax foreclosure, the probate process can be helpful to you. If you file a probate petition and notify our office, the foreclosure proceedings will be halted during the probate process. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Michigan, this is Barack Obama. I want to talk with you about the Alyssa Slotkin I know. Alyssa is a true public servant who has dedicated her career to serving the American people, no matter who is in the White House. I saw that leadership and character up close. Alyssa is the kind of leader we need. Tough, independent, and effective. She'll get the job done. And she will make you proud.
I'm Alyssa Slotkin, and I approve this message.
Because the numbers say
we're back.
that there's a higher
okay.
concentration of need in, say, District 6,
We're back.
District
We're back.
So if there is always the comeback of the numbers, say, how can you?
Hey, we are live today and we're taking questions from the audience and the sheriff is talking, but I want to take 1 minute to pay tribute to the deputies, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office people that we lost, not in the last 5 years, but we keep continuing to lose sheriff's deputies, and they give their all sometimes their lives, and they're good men and women, and they have a dangerous job. And I just want to say thank you to them.
Thank you. So we've lost some officers due to COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really, fortunately enough, we don't have a situation of losing numbers of officers like other law enforcement agencies may experience, which is still not a lot, it seems, but because they are out, in the street dealing with a lot of things, and we are as well. But we've been very fortunate to not have a lot of deaths due to happening in the line of duty. Not a lot. So, but those that we have lost, again, and we lost a lot, including our former sheriff, to COVID.
That COVID.
Yeah,
that COVID was.
Yeah,
and I would argue that they gave their life. In line of duty
that's line of duty.
And I thought about all those sheriff deputies that left, and you talked to Benny.
Yes.
Yes.
Donna Faye. It goes on. We lost about that year 2020, probably lost 4 or 5 during COVID. And, it was devastating.
And the Dickerson Center was not just named for just some guy. It was named for a gentleman that gave his life in service to the community of Wayne County.
Yes, back in the early 2000s, I believe it was. 90s, maybe even the 90s. I was in Detroit police at that time, but yes, his daughter is a good friend of ours in labor and all of that. Laura Dickerson, Region 1A director, as good as they come.
Let's not forget these men and women.
Yeah.
So, did you answer the lady's question?
I wanted to, but she left.
No,
she had a question.
She's standing behind you.
Oh, well, tell me something up here.
She don't want to be on camera.
It's up to you.
She wants to answer the question.
not really.
Oh, we've been talking. Oh, so she can hear me?
Yeah.
I didn't hear all of her questions. But it was about the precincts. It was about the precincts where they talk about that they're short on manpower, and she sees officers in the precinct driving around. Then she's told that there's a bigger need for officers, and she's saying, I'm not with the Detroit Police Department anymore. I was for 25 years. But I don't know the particular ins and outs that's going on right now there. But she says they moved them to other precincts because of the higher need for them over there. That could be right. And that could be part of the method that they're using, because I just talked to someone the other day, and you got to hear this. I just talked to someone the other day. He said, listen, I got a Ring camera, and there was a guy walking up my driveway, and I saw him, and he looked kind of strange. He was kind of mumbling some things, and I called 911 to tell them exactly what was happening. The guy was in my driveway, blah, blah, blah. They took the information. He said they never came, or they came like 5 hours later or 4 hours later. People exaggerate the times or whatever. But nevertheless, why was that not a priority? Well, because in that same area, there could have been a robbing or an assault or a domestic violence or something like that, where you have to prioritize where you're going, especially when everybody's short of manpower, right? So the way he explained it, it wouldn't supersede at that moment, the way you explained it, a domestic violence situation taking place at the same time,
right?
A carjacking taking place at the same time. So we all do the best we can. I love Detroit Police Department. Did it for a long time.
Let me ask
and
you.
those things happen. Yes.
So, because she asked you questions about precincts, and you're the sheriff, Wayne County Sheriff, you're not Detroit Police.
We are not.
Could you explain to our viewers exactly what you're responsible for doing?
Sure.
Because we spent a whole lot of time about the jail. You have to maintain the jail.
Yes.
But
That's
clearly,
our
there's some other
mandated.
things. That's your mandated responsibility.
Yes.
What are your other responsibilities?
Well, mandated responsibilities are the safety and security of our courts, our county parks, and our county jails. And our waterways that we protect. Those are the mandated things that we must do. But we found a way to do other things to serve the community as well. 43 cities and townships in Wayne County, they all have a police department, whether it's a 3-member department or a 3,000-member department. All 43 has a law enforcement agency attached to their city. So we're not out doing 911 call for service, right? But we're in Hines Park. We're all over doing, we have some memorandums of understanding with some cities that are short of manpower. They're already small cities. They have challenges and they still need traffic control taken care of, right? Because if people are drunk driving and speeding and distracted and all of that, they want those things, law-abiding citizens in Inkster or Garden City or these smaller places where we have memorandums of understanding to go serve them traffic-wise. We do that, and that's huge for their cities. And so we get the opportunity to go out and help all 43 cities and townships in Wayne County. If they call on us and they need us, we're there for them. Whether it's
you are the Marine Corps of the police department, because the Marine Corps mission is listen, they the jailers, they the protectors of the ship, etc. And this is what the sheriff deputies.
That's what we do.
They at the jail. You don't really expect to see the sheriff driving down the street.
Yeah, but we will, and you have, and they can't expect to see it because we have a program called Scout. Our sheriff's community.
But I remember when I worked for Coleman Young, they had an issue where the sheriff wanted to be on the buses, and the police department didn't want them on the bus. And I'm like, damn, everybody needs a little help.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
Tell us the difference between sentenced prisoners that are housed in Wayne County Jail and people that are just passing through, because I don't think people really understand the gravity of it.
So we don't have a lot of sentenced people housed in the Wayne County Jail. It's our jail, Wayne County Jail. Any county jail is pretty much fluid. They're there because either they can't afford a bond to get out, or the judge said, I'm not going to give you a bond to get out, or you can't afford it, and that's why they're there in our facility, but until they're in court, or either they put them on tether. We have 1,200 people in our custody that are on tether. So talking about being out there to manage that as well, we have a group, a tether unit that must manage that as well because they're still in our custody, right? So the ones that are sentenced, they're 6 months, maybe 9 months or so, due to some domestic violence things where we can do
or drunk driving, maybe, or something. Anything under a year and a day, right? Under up to circuit court misdemeanor is 1 year and 1 day, so they could be sentenced to Wayne County Jail up to that time.
Yes, sir. So that's the difference.
So when you were over at Trenton, Jim, you sent a lot of folks over to the Wayne County.
Well, this is what we had in Trenton. When I started there, we had our own jail. So we would take sentenced prisoners at the Trenton jail up to 1 year and 1 day. We took a lot of the sentenced prisoners from our 33rd district court, because there was I think 7 or 9 communities in the 33rd district, which is the Woodhaven court. So it was Woodhaven and Brownstown and Trenton. And Trenton was the oldest, right? Trenton had a police department 100 years ago. So basically 100 years ago. So we were kind of the focus. The court was at the Trenton Police Station. In the early days, the 33rd District Court was housed out of the city of Trenton. So we had our own jail. So a lot of prisoners that were sentenced for drunk driving or domestic or something that was less than 1 year and 1 day were sentenced. So we housed those prisoners in Trenton at one.
How did that go away?
For the same reason it goes away everywhere else.
I need to say it out loud. So
it's money. And it's resources.
Thank you very much.
It's a tremendous responsibility. It's a tremendous drain on resources.
And we didn't practice that. I just know where you're going.
Go ahead.
No, it's manpower. We didn't. What you're saying is true. It went away because of finances and manpower. This is not a new thing. I asked people in our agency who had been in our agency, who had run our agency. We got back here. I came here into the sheriff's office in 2009. When it came back to us, started my career in '83 in the sheriff's office. So I had some I was kind of familiar with things that go on in the sheriff's office. And we came back in '09 with Benny Napoleon. He actually come back here when he became sheriff. and I did, and gladly did, and happy I did. But nevertheless, you know, I asked. So we short of manpower. A lot of people went out in 2009 because they had incentives to leave. They had their time, they had incentives, and they went out by the hundred. So now we have to now bring people back in. I asked the question: was anybody recruiting prior to 2009? Because if you were, we're able to. We wouldn't be losing all of these people suddenly when we came in, because there's a continuous recruiting effort going on. They told me they didn't have to. People were coming on their own. That was there. I said, okay, that's fine. Well, they're not coming on their own now. We have to pride and fight them and give them incentives to come now.
What kind of
Because they don't want to be. We just gave one of the biggest ones, which was, what I understand, one of the largest raises in the for our manpower, our deputies, in the history of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. So now we're kind of on par with other agencies that are paying the same thing. We're all kind of right around there, except for the very rich communities. You know how that goes. But nevertheless, we're right there with everyone else, and we're happy about it. And it's making a difference, because young people want to know. It's funny when you call 18-year-olds kids.
Right.
I mean, I'm old. But nevertheless, you're
seasoned, not old.
There you go. Very seasoned, with energy and knowledge and experience to run this agency. Let me say that to you. So nevertheless, wisdom. And so we're asking them to come into our agency, and we're being competitive with other agencies in our area, because we're all short and we all need people.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back and go for the final segment.
Michigan, this is Barack Obama. I want to talk with you about the Alyssa Slotkin I know. Alyssa is a true public servant who has dedicated her career to serving the American people, no matter who is in the White House. I saw that leadership and character up close. Alyssa is the kind of leader we need. Tough, independent, and effective. She'll get the job done. And she will make you proud.
I'm Alyssa Slotkin, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Eric Sabri, your Wayne County Treasurer. If you're living in the home of a deceased family member and you're facing property tax foreclosure, the probate process can be helpful to you. If you file a probate petition and notify our office, the foreclosure proceedings will be halted during the probate process. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Moss. I have over 4,000 signatures that say I should sit on the bench in 36th District Court. But the bureaucrats had me kicked off the ballot because they don't want you to elect someone who stands for fair and equal justice. And as a defense attorney, I've experienced injustice firsthand. Join the movement. Write in Vanessa Moss. Write in Vanessa Moss for 36th District Court. Remember, Vanessa Moss.
We're back. Welcome back. Okay. Okay, y'all got a little private conversation going on.
We're talking about the Divine Nine. That's what we're talking
Who's the
damn Divine Nine?
Those are the fraternities.
He know what it is. He's just trying to play.
Omega Psi Phi fraternity incorporated.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this story. We
don't want to hear this little Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity story.
No, I'm not.
No,
right here, wrong front.
I'm not in no frat.
A GDI.
I didn't even know what a frat was. I was walking down the street on State Street in Ann Arbor. Young, fine little black woman came up to me and said, "Are you a Kappa?" I didn't know. I looked at her. Yeah. I said, "Can be." She said, "You ain't a Kappa." I go back to my dorm. I asked my roommate, I said, "What the fuck is a Kappa?" He said, "You don't know what a Kappa is? That's a fraternity." Listen, I grew up in the projects out on 8 Mile Road, so I didn't know what a Kappa. I didn't know what a frat was. I didn't know any of that. My parents one never went to high school. One barely went to junior high school, but education was the key where they pushed all of us. And you know what? And they, listen, I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I could have it no other way, but I did not know what. When I had folks tell me, "Oh, my mother was a AKA," what's that? That's also known as what? You know what? I never knew what that stuff was. But when you go someplace and you say, "What is that?" You know, you are what?
Omega Psi Phi.
Sigma Gamma Rho sorority.
I had a guy that lived next door to me. He was from Greece. He was studying English. He knocked on my door. He said, "There's a Greek party." He said, "You know, I'm Greek. I want to go to the Greek party." I'm like, wait a minute. He said it says Greeks. $5 Greeks get in free. He said, "I want to go to that party." He said, "I saw that." I said, "Okay." So I take him over to. We go across the street to the dorm in Ann Arbor, South Quad, and they had all Greek parties with black fraternities. I paid my $5. I said, "Well, he get in free." They said, "Not $5." I said, "Man, pull out your Greek." You know, and then when he went in there, they let him in there because they let him in. You know what? They let him in. He said, "What the Greeks?" He said, "Greeks all year." You know what? But you know what? That's because you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know, and then it's like this. When people don't know, what do the sheriff department do? What do the police department do? What do all these cities? Some of these cities can't afford to have police departments and the sheriff. Yes.
I have two questions. One, how often do you get the opportunity to talk to people about what you do, how you do it, why you do it, where you do it? Because, you know, we hear on the show today and we're able to ask you these questions. A lot of viewers probably don't know exactly what you do.
Sure.
How often do you get a chance to explain to people what your role is as the Wayne County Sheriff?
Great question.
And two, how do you enjoy being a co-host on Detroit in Black and White?
I have a good time with you guys. I love it. I have a good time. So I'll do that first. But nevertheless, we get the message out on what we do because we're in the community. I'm in the community regularly, speaking to Black clubs and community organizations, letting them know just what you said, Vanessa, that we're out here doing the work, explaining what we're doing, and the community knows that because they see me out, wherever it is in Wayne County. If I'm asked, and when I'm not asked, if I hear about it, that there's a community event going on, I share because I want people to understand what it is that the Wayne County Sheriff's Office does. So I get the opportunity all the time. Really, I really do. I'm not in my office. I'm in this community more than I'm in my office because the community calls. And again, when they don't call, I'm there anyway. They ask the community. They say we see the sheriff everywhere because I'm everywhere because I believe the community needs to know.
In light of, you know, the jail bid in the newspaper and, you know, like went through the news, are you open to constructive criticism? The reason I say that is because I know that when somebody's attacking you, you want to say, hold up, wait a minute. But there may be some nuggets of truth in whatever the people are saying. So are you open, and I'm talking about the agency, open to the concerns that people have that may in fact be real concerns?
Absolutely.
For instance, when I talk to you about the waiting time.
And those are real concerns, and it's my job to make sure people understand that we are listening first. We are addressing their issues because they have if it's an issue for them, it's their perspective, and that's real to them. And so we have to be able to explain it and give you the facts. I love to give the facts versus what someone thinks. I'm going to help you understand exactly what it is because we live it. And so and hopefully you will receive it as what we're saying, not to blow you off or not to not think that your opinion and your perspective is real, but it's important that you know the facts. And you don't always get the facts from a news reporter because the facts aren't as sexy or whatever it is to report and going to get the viewers to sit on the edge of their seat. The facts don't always give you that. The facts going to give you the reason why things are. It lets you know your concern is valid, but this is how it has to go, or this is why we do it this way. I didn't understand that. I'm going to say it for you one more time so the people in the back row can hear you talking. So we do it. Let me help you. We do it because you need to know the facts. And I think everybody, even yourself and myself, everything, when someone comes to you and say, no, let me tell you how it is. Let me show you. I hear what you're saying, but let me show you. How often do we go away and say, I'm glad I know now? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I know now.
I understand.
Yes.
Are we on a federal wiretap over there?
But you're also saying that there may be, like what I talked about,
Yes.
you say, okay, this is an issue that really needs to be
And
addressed.
this is how we seem to massage it and make it work for you, the attorney, you, your client, and us as the law enforcement people that have to manage it. We put you on a time limit when you don't want to do virtual. Virtual is the way we're going. We want to wrap our minds around it. I know you particularly don't like it.
Let me say this. Let me make it clear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind because I would do Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have, and you know this, you got 1,400 people out there.
Yes.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
I represent a lot of people.
Yeah.
I need to get them their discovery. It's not just
That's when you need to come in.
They want to ask you
That's when
questions.
you
They
need
want you to answer their questions.
We
So,
don't help.
beyond that, absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah.
And if you got discovery and documents you need to give, you have to come in.
Anyway, well, thank you, Sheriff.
Anytime.
And you know what? And great for coming on
Sure.
here, talking about the new jail.
Yes. It's state-of-the-art facility, and it's a beautiful place. And it's going to work. We have challenges. We're all working through them. In 30 days, you all, it's a great big complex. It's not just the jail that has issues. It's the prosecutor's office. It's the county clerk's office. It's the third circuit court office. Yeah. Bring them in sometime.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, well, you know, they're my partners, and we all
I know
work
they
together.
are. I know they are. Jim, your final thought.
Just quickly, Terry made a comment about Florida and the hurricane around DeSantis, Kamala Harris, and I think that it's ridiculous that people are playing politics with other people's lives, and that needs to end, regardless of what party you are. And I just want to pay tribute to all the police officers out there all over this country fighting the good fight every single day, and especially the men and women of Wayne County Sheriff's Office that have a very, very one of the most difficult jobs in law enforcement. Thank you.
No, I thank you for that because that's important. We don't do this for accolades or awards, anything like that. We raise our hand and we say that we're going to protect and serve. We're not overly concerned. At least I wasn't in my group when we came back in the 80s. We just wanted to be the police. We wanted to take care of people.
Okay, Vanessa.
Oh, so if you're watching, like, subscribe, and share. We're here on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. And then again next Saturday from 10 to 11. Listen, ambassadors, those that want to be ambassadors, it's not too late to get on board with me. I am a candidate for 36th District Court. I am a write-in candidate. For those people who have a question, those people who have a question as to where do you write my name in, it's the only race in 36th District Court where there's 2 open seats. If you look at your ballot, you will see just names. You don't see judge under your name. That is where you write my name and darken the open.
I too am on the ballot. I don't know if you said that.
Go ahead.
I too am on the ballot as your sheriff for being re-elected You all already elected me in 22, and I thank you all for that. Well, we're in 24. I've done 4 years now, and it's important to you and to me that I remain in my seat as your Wayne County Sheriff. You know why? Because you count on me. You know, I know you count on me because you call me, because I put my phone number out to the public. I don't believe you can be a public servant and not be accessible to the public. So you call me, and you call me regularly about your issues because you think I can help you. We got a presidential election going on. We got to get the right person in. Fact is, you probably will never have a conversation with that person, and that's okay. You got a local person. Politics are local. More importantly than that, and the president is very important, you have to be about me, who's going to take care of you, because I can get to the congressperson, who can get to the senator, who can get to the president of the United States about your issue. Okay. It's local politics that count. I'm Raphael Washington, your Wayne County Sheriff. You're not looking for a Wayne County Sheriff. You already have.
Okay, and I'm Adolph Mongo, and I'm running for Duke of Detroit. I'm the Duke of her.
You sound like somebody else almost.
But anyway, thank you
so much,
Sheriff Raphael Washington.
Yes, sir.
Jim Nardone, Vanessa, Walk.
Vanessa Moss.
Teresa, thank you very much. We'll be back here at Next Change next week. We'll have Alan Langer. Hopefully he'll be back, you know.
You all right?
Something. Yeah.
Holiday.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
Thanks to everybody that tuned in.
Yeah.
And thanks for everybody. We'll listen. It's been a great Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday at 8:30. You know, we like to talk a lot of stuff. Thanks again.
To keep me involved in the real stuff about what we need to do for Wayne County. That's what I'm about.
Well, you know what? You work hard, bro.
Yes, sir.
And
I do.
I appreciate you coming here.
Thank you so
And
much.
we asking you these questions. So,
Yes,
you know,
I appreciate it.
My brother.
Little eat and little sleep, but it's about the people of the community.
Okay.
Yes.
See you next week.